Okay, this is a trickier puzzle adventure of code 2020 day 3. So you get a map, and dots means space and hash means trees, or pound sign in American. And this map repeats infinite times to the right, and you have a slope which is right 3 and down 1, and you have to count right 3, 1, 2, 3, down 1. That's missed, so it didn't hit a tree. That's hit a tree. That's not hit a tree. That's hit a tree. That's hit a tree. Not hit a tree. So you have to count the trees until you get down to the bottom of the map. How many trees would you count and get your puzzle input? So I've got my puzzle input, and it's really big. I have no idea how I'm going to do this on day 3. Count to input.text. Wow. So we will need to pass this somehow. I guess all we care about are the trees and their indexes, their positions, right? So we could, if you read it as a string, we'll have to count everything. If you read it as U8 array, that might be the best way to go. But then we can't use the dot lines because that's really nice. Ah, you can, I guess. So it's going to be a grid, and we only care about the hashes. And that's it. I think we'll just count it. So we'll first of all collect the positions of all the trees, the row and column of each hash. Let's do that first. I'm going to close this. That was day 2. Code dot main. I'm using Python. No, use, what is it I'm using? It is standard FS read to string. Then input equals read to string. And we'll go we won't use array how this time. We'll just go a dot on the ramp. Oh no, it's horrible. Yeah, we'll just go equals result nothing, and we'll call it anyhow result. I like to use the question mark operator. And we'll go cargo add anyhow. Okay, so we'll go through the lines. Input dot lines dot enumerate. So that will give us the row number and the line number. We want to grab a vector of rows and columns of trees. So it's going to be vec row column is going to be u size. So then we're going to go with the row number dot flat map, because we're going to do some kind of flat mapping. We're going to say row because that's the first thing it's going to be, and then we're going to go line. Then we're going to pass the line dot cars dot enumerate, and that'll give us the column number dot. We need to map, we need to filter. We don't care about the column number, we care about the car, and we only want cars that are hash symbols. And we have to do that thing, that dereference thing. Then we want to collect the i.map. That is the column number, and the car we don't care about anymore. We just want to collect row col, because we've got the row, and that's what we care about, the row number and the column number. And then dot collect. That's a step forward. Why does it look terrible? What have I broken? line.enumerate. Did I miss something? That doesn't have a close bracket. Now it does. Everybody happy again. So we're getting the yeah, we're enumerating the characters. So we're getting the index and the character. We only care about hash characters, and then we're getting the column of the hash character. I guess we need to return that. No, it's returning an iter. Do I need to return to collect it? I don't know. Let's see what cargo Clippy says. Expected closure that takes a second double digit as an argument. A second oh, I didn't put a tuple in there. That's okay. That's an easy fix. Done. Now what's it complain about? Use size cannot be dereferenced because it actually is a use. Okay, that's fine. I didn't need to dereference it. Less work for me. It doesn't return an okay. Let's have a look at the first 3 trees and see if they match our input. Trees dot iter dot take 3 dot for each col row debug col row. Why does it not like that? Expected that found expected nothing found tuple. Because it whatever. Because debug returns stuff. You know what? We don't even need it. We'll just print len. That's the coordinates of the tree. Col row. Actually, it should be x. Yeah, x is the col. Okay. Done. Run. To force closure ownership of row. Use the move keyword. And that is line 12. So we're moving in the row. Okay. Okay, so 0, 5, 0, 18, 0, 23. So we go head input. So row 0, column 5, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 18. Oh, let's do the top 10. Then we should get some from the second row. And run. There you go. 1, 1. Yep, that's row 1, column 1. Done. Awesome. No, is that right? Yes, it is. No, we're printing out column row. We got them mixed up. Damn it. Enumerating the lines. That's the row. Flatman. Then we're going through the cars. We're getting the column number, which is how far to the right it is. Then we're returning row column, and then we're going col row. We're in, what do you call that thing? Interpolating them. Whatever. We're swapping them around. There you go. Row 1, car 1 is a tree. There it is. Cool. Now we've got to wrap around and navigate down the trees. Okay, so the first part of our first page is get the coordinates of the trees, which we've done. We don't need input anymore. We don't need that. In fact, what we could do is use a special scope and go let trees equal, so the input is never there anymore. In fact, we could put that there. Why am I making my code more complicated? We don't need that. Done. Why is it complaining? Unexpected. Found that because I didn't, because I got an exclamation, a semicolon on the end. Great. Now it's running. It's complaining the trees is unused. Okay, that's cool. I only did that because then you don't hold the string in memory for any more than needed. But even that's what do you call premature optimization. I could have, oh, whatever. That's the proper way would do it would be to pass through the file in 8K chunks or something. But anyway, now navigate to the bottom. Counting tree hits. So we need the okay, I can get rid of this premature optimization now because I need the number of rows. Let row count equals, are we just going to count it there? We need the number of lines, or we could just go the maximum tree and just assume there's a tree on the bottom line. No, we should be counting them. Row count, whatever, we'll just go like this. Let, I'm gonna split it into lines twice. Let lines equals input dot lines dot collect, and that will give us a vec of string references. Then we go let row count equals lines dot then. So we need that for later, and then we don't need this anymore because we already got the lines. Lines dot iter dot enumerate. Okay. We can do it by going let mute current row equals 0. Current col equals 0. Wow, current row is less than, has to be one past that, right? Less than or equal to row count. We're going to do navigation. So we say, is there a tree? Okay, let tree count equals 0, and that has to be mutable as well. So first we count the tree. Do we start off on a tree? We start off at 0, 0, right? Where's the code? No, you don't. Okay, so first you navigate, then you count the trees. See if we hit a tree. So navigate is plus equals 3. Current call plus equals 3. If we're going to wrap around, current call is greater than, we need the number of calls. Call count is going to be line 0 dot count. Now again, I'm annoyed because if there are no lines, line 0 will give an overflow error, but we don't care. It's just a programming exercise. Okay, current call is greater than call count. If we've gone over the edge, we need to wrap around. You know what? We just need to mod it. Current call mod equals call count, right? Because if there are 5 columns, then it'll become 3, then it'll become 6. So 3 mod 5 is 3. 6 mod 5 is 1. That's perfect. What if it hits right at the end? So if it's 5, that's okay. No, because if there are 5, let me just make a picture. This is our thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 5 mod 5, let's test Python. Python 3, 5 mod 5, 0, it's gonna wrap around, which we don't want. Because 0 is 0, so we need to say current call plus 1. Come on, brain, work. Call count plus 1. I don't know. Let's test it. Suppose that there are now we're one more across, so we're 6. There are 5 columns. We're gonna say 6 mod call count. That's perfect. Yeah. 6 mod call count plus 1 is 6 is 0. I'm gonna bring them at the beginning. Wraps around. Okay, so that's cool. Navigate. Wrap around horizontally. Okay, let's see if we hit a tree. I don't want to go through the vector and look up the trees every single time, do I? I want to let a simple boom boom. I mean, they're going to be already sorted by row and column, so what we should really do is split it into a vector of rows, because then we can just look up our row and then look all the indexes in it. So a vec of usize. And don't need that anymore. So each entry is a row. Let me just write it down. Each entry is a row of trees containing a row where trees are, containing a vector of containing a vector of the columns that contain trees. I should probably go have a break. My brain's going all mushy again. We don't need flat map anymore, and that should just do the trick. Vector, then we've got to collect this. Okay, that's okay, we can collect that. Nope, I should have been there. Okay, dot collect. And it's complaining because it doesn't know how to collect it. Cannot be built from an iterator of item usize. We are only returning the calls. We don't even need the map then. Yes, we do, because we got the. We're just returning the column. Okay, I got the cough. I will wait the micro. Okay, what's wrong? Unused variable row. That's easy to fix with the magic of. It's okay. Any more of those? Trees, of course, because we haven't used it yet. Okay. But it's saying unused variable trees. It's all warnings. Everything's good. Okay. And it's all unused variables. Current call. Okay, because we haven't finished coding the thing yet. Okay. See if we hit a tree. So we go straight to the row. We go if trees, our current row, this assumes that there is a tree in every row. it is. So it's good. So even if there's, okay, so we're gonna hit the row anyway. If there are no cars there, no trees in there, because it'll filter them out, then it will still return an empty row. So it's all good. So we can literally look up that. Then we go contains, yeah, whatever. I mean, we could use some kind of sorted, what do you call, binary search, but we don't need to, because there's only going to be like, how many entries in there? Like less than 20. We can probably fit half of it on RAM. We're going to go if it contains that coal that we care about, current coal, then we've hit a tree, right? Then tree count plus equals 1, and that's it. We hit that many trees. And that is the whole thing. Just run. Bam. Semicolon. Now just run. Bam. Expected use size. Ampersand. Now just run. Bam. Panic. Index is out of bounds. I knew this would happen. You see, I hate these things. Now I've got to figure that out. Rust back trace equals 1 cargo run. Or we can just look for square brackets, because that's how we know where it is. Line 0. It's there. Trees current row. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's there. It's more likely here. So we somehow don't have, okay, let's just put in here debug trees. Just shove it in there. Ampersand trees. Trees looks pretty. It's got data in it. Trees.len. Is that a thing? There's 323 exactly, and we're trying to hit a 324 because, okay, current row, okay, so we just go less than row count. We don't have to actually hit the end, right? Okay, it's still doing it. Dun 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 dun. Also, we're going current coal plus. We're going. This should be 1 because we're going across 3 and down 1. We don't even need current row because we could just iterate through the trees, which are the rows, right? Iter. Because it's going down 1 every time, so we don't need this current row. Don't need the while state, don't need that. Dot zip. Can we do a range where it, we'll do a range which is 0 to, oh, that's it's on infinity, isn't it? Yeah, so we don't even need that. So we're gonna go what, for each row. We already got the row, that's great. We don't even need tree count. I think we can just go current coal. We've got to increment that by 3 every time. We'll just put a statement here. Current coal equals 3, and then wrap around horizontally. And then we're just going to go filter. We only care about the trees that we hit. We don't even need to know the row, we just got to go row.contains current coal. That's literally it. We don't need trees count anymore. We go let tree count equals that. this needs a semicolon. Oh, dot, no, dot count. Done. Now, so we're going through every row of the tree. I'm going to rename it to tree rows. That'll be more. I don't even need that. That'll be easier to understand. That's a row of trees right there. In fact, we could just rename it row of trees. Is that too verbose? I don't think so. See if our current call hits a tree. Done. We hit that many trees. Let's find out how many we did. We hit 89 trees. There's a warning. Row count is never used because we don't need it anymore because we're just iterating one down every time. I bet you in part 2 they're going to say, oh, now iterate 2 down. Let's see if we hit 89 trees. Nope. Oh. Sad. Okay, let's debug it. We could use the test module that they have there. We could use that and write a test and figure it out. Because that's got to say 7. Okay, let's use the test. Alright, well, we know it's wrong, but at least we can write a test, right? CFG test, mod test, fn test trees. We actually need a function to do stuff now. Let input equals, should we just type it? I do raw strings and something like that. It's ugly, but whatever. And then we're gonna have to make a function that does the stuff. Fn count trees hit, and we'll get it input, which is a string, and we'll return usize, which is the number of trees hit, and then we'll do that. Stick it all in there. Return the count. Tree count equals count trees hit. And also there doesn't need to be a variable there. I guess that already that comment already says the same thing as the other comment. So there's our test trees, and then we're going to go assert EQ. 7's what we want, and super, what's it called, my function. Let me click up the outline there. Count trees hit. Why doesn't even already? Save, make that a test. How do you do that? You just go test, right, like that, and then go run test. Gotta compile, expected one of. I didn't put the run test, and it failed because where's my output? Yeah, no, it failed. Okay, it returned 3 instead of 7. So let's have a look at it ourselves. Go 1, 2, 3 down. Let's output how many trees if it hit a tree on each row. Okay, so we will just put here println. We don't have a number. I need a number. Dot enumerate the rows. Println row that, call that, hit that. Okay, we're going to put let hit equals that, and then we're going to put that, and then we're going to put return hit. Row will be row, which we got current call, and did we hit or not? So let's just run the test again. Okay, row 0, call 3, hit true. Roll. It didn't increment. It didn't go row 1 because it's got to skip row 1 basically. Row 1 is completely useless input and tool. Okay, that's okay. That's easy to do. We go. I can't just go GG because I broke my Vim bindings. Iter dot skip 1. I mean, that's it. Basically, we don't even care about the first row, it's just thrown away. Let's test again. Call 0, 3, hit false. That's correct result. Right? 1, 6, hit true. Well, did the test pass? It didn't pass, did it? No, it failed because it returned 2 instead of 7. Call 6. 1, 2. This is call. I should put the enumerate in the right place because there, it'll enumerate, then skip the first row. How do you go? No capture. There's a mosquito trying to eat my nose. Go away, mosquito. So I would like it to print the input.txt as well, actually. That'll look a lot nicer. Println input. That's not going to work, is it? Because it's going to want. Let me just go debug. Oh, it looks terrible. Okay, now println. Input. So call 0, row 0, call 3, hit false. 0, 1, 2, 3. And it's actually, it should say row 1. Why is it not saying row 1? Enumerate, skip 1. Alright, so it's going to go 0 and then it's going to say 1. Maybe I'm skipping in the wrong place. Yes, I am. I should be skipping here. This is reading in the lines. This is reading in the rows. Okay. And that works. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Row 1, call 3, hit false. 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's the right place underneath that hash symbol. Yes, it is. Good. Then row 2, call 6. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Is that a hit? Is it supposed to be a hit? Yes, it is. Okay, nice. So we're now there. There, on that tree there. Okay. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. That's a miss, and it's going to be right between those two. Yep, that's brilliant. Now the wraparound, that's where the bug's going to be. 1, 2, 3. It should say coal 2. So it should be 1, 2, 3. It should be on that. It should be a hit. 1, 2. It is a hit. And on our one, coal 9, hit, false. It didn't wrap around. How many coals are there? Maybe that +1 is not needed. I'm just going to randomly change that and see if that fixes everything. It's such a bad way to program. And the test hits. Yeah, it is just a +1. It's just a wraparound. Probably. Shall we submit without understanding what we're doing? I mean, the test works now. Yeah, just run it. Submit again. 278 trees. See how we go. 278 trees. Yay, my math was bad. Cool. Stopping recording. How should we review over our work? So here each entry is a row where trees are containing. Each line is a row where trees are containing a vector of the columns that contain trees. And then we're returning the line into characters, and then we're returning the call if it is a tree. And then we're just going to go all the way down, skip the first row. I should put it here. First row because we're navigating down 1 at the start. And then row is automatically going to increase, and we're saying, yeah, looks good. Wrap around by just modding it. Done. And the test is nice too. We are programmers. Run again. Test again. Everybody happy. Stopping recording.